Ecclesiastes 1:9. There is nothing new under the sun. And if you look at history, if you look at your family, if you look at your friends and the issues they go through, you can learn from that so that you do not fall into that same trap. And the Bible was written like 2,400 years ago or something. And if you read it, you realize that, oh no, this stuff still happens. Great example right here. Judges 16:15. And she said unto him, this is the King James Version, by the way, so the words are weird. It's very old words. And she said unto him, how canst thou say I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called to the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath shown me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up to her and brought money into her hand. And she made him sleep upon her knee, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other time before, and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord had departed from him. Or, in simple terms, what just happened is Samson, the strongest man in the Bible, the strongest physically, he beat 1,000 people with the jawbone of a donkey. He was dating this woman named Delilah. Delilah was paid by the Philistines, his enemies, to backdoor him and figure out why is this guy so strong. Like, we've tried everything. We've tried ropes that have never been used. We've tried vines. We've tried poison. We've tried everything. Delilah, we will give you some money if you can figure out why. Like, if you can figure out his weakness, what's the one thing that can take this man down? She figures it out. And she presses him daily, just asking, oh, if you don't tell me, you don't love me. If you really loved me, you tell me your biggest secret. If you really love me, you tell me how to destroy you. And over time, Samson gives in and he tells her the truth. And then she goes and, basically gets him killed. Now, what can we learn from this? Like, what can we learn from this? If you're a man, if you're a woman, whatever. What can you learn from that story right there? What you can learn from it is you have to be able to know who to trust. And the reason why it says that, let me make sure I read it to you exactly how it's worded. The reason why it says, thou hast mocked me 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. Basically, Samson lied to her and said, oh, my strength is this, when it really wasn't. It was in his hair. And the reason why he lied to her is because deep down, he knew. Deep down, he knew he can't trust her. Deep down, he knew I shouldn't be dating this woman. Deep down, he knew. But you get so wrapped up in, but I love her. I can fix her. I can make this work. You get so wrapped up in that you start to ignore the blatant red flags that this woman had been trying to quite literally destroy you. That this man had been trying to destroy you. That every time you bring up your goals, every time you bring up your ambitions, they got something negative to say. Every time you celebrate a new achievement, they gotta push you back down. They gotta hold you back. They're like, don't get too big headed now. Don't start thinking too great of yourself. But the reality is this: there are great people in this world. So don't take this and think that it's, oh, don't trust anybody. No, it's not that. It's to say you need to realize who does and does not have your best interest at heart. From the very beginning, Delilah did not have Samson's best interest at heart. And it was proven time and time and time again that she did not have his best interest at heart. She was quite literally backdooring him, trying to get him killed for some money. And the problem that we all have at some point or another is you get in your emotions and you start to see what you want to see, and you ignore what you need to see. You ignore this person's repeated bad behavior. You ignore this person's cheating. You ignore the person's lying to you. You ignore this because you think, oh, but they can get better. They were having a bad day. It was a one-time thing. But then one time turned into two times. Two times turned into three times. And you just get pulled down this spiral of it getting worse and worse and worse and worse until it is your downfall. And you have to be mindful of who, what, and where do you entertain. A lot of people, that Delilah ain't a person. It ain't even a habit. It's a place you go. You know you ain't supposed to go to that party. You know you're not supposed to do that habit. You know you're not supposed to hang around this person. You know you're not supposed to do that thing, yet you keep doing it. Oh, because it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. You start making excuses, and before you know it, it leads to your downfall. That might be health. That might be economic. That might be you catch something. A lot of problems can happen if you keep entertaining that Delilah. If you could be the smartest, strongest, wisest person ever. You could be straight A student, 4.0 GPA, never did a single bad thing in your life. But you find yourself doing stuff you know you shouldn't be doing. You find yourself hanging around people you know you shouldn't be hanging around. You find yourself entertaining a thought that you know you shouldn't be having. And I'm not shaming nobody. I know better. But what I am saying is that we all can do the work to become better. We all can do the work to start taking the actions needed. And another thing I want to bring up is the fact that that's a tough challenge. It can be hard to let go of somebody who like rationally, know this person ain't good for you, but you really love them. And what I want to say is this: you don't have to, do no messy breakup. You don't have to argue and fight and throw stuff over it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just let it be known that I can't keep doing this. I can't stay here. I appreciated us for the time being. I appreciated the memories, but I gotta go. And you gotta have the strength to walk away. Because whether that be a job, whether that be a person, whether it be a place, whatever, you gotta understand that God will provide. It's not God might, God sometimes. No, God will provide. And it can be hard to do that. I know throughout my life, I've had some breakups where I really love that person. I really appreciate that person, but I knew that I had to go. Some of them, it was habits that they had that I just couldn't be around. Others, it was things in myself. Sometimes the enemy ain't outside of us. Sometimes the enemy is in that mirror. Sometimes the enemy is in your own head. Sometimes the enemy is your own thoughts. Sometimes the enemy is your own bad habits. Sometimes the enemy is your own lack of self-control. We can't keep pointing the finger outside of us and saying it's this person, it's that person, it's this, it's this, it's that. It's this habit, it's this place, it's this app, it's this thing. Maybe the thing is you. Maybe there's something inside of you, no judgment, because I've been there too. maybe there's something inside of us that is leading to us picking these people. I remember I used to have the problem where I would see somebody on the surface, I know that that person ain't no good. I could look at them and I could tell. But I start thinking, no, we can't judge. We don't know them for real. We don't know, which is true. Which is true. You can't always judge a book by its cover. But when the book has a bright red cover saying, do not open this book, it's probably worth reading the cover and saying, okay, don't open this book. Don't open this book. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm going. You see what is right in front of you, but you ignore that because you start thinking, oh, but I can make this situation into something that it's not. I could change them. A lot of fellas, for better or worse, we start getting in that mentality. And that's where I was. I was thinking that I could help people who didn't want to help themselves. I was thinking that I could be the light that they needed, as if to say, I know everything when I don't. But your ego, your pride, your self centeredness can lead you to thinking that you know everything when you don't. It can lead you to thinking that, oh no, I can just entertain this a little bit and I'm okay. Some people, that's the case. Some people, you could go party on Saturday and you're good. You don't, no side effects, no nothing. You're good. However, I know I'm not that type person. I know I'm not the kind of person where I could just like dibble and dabble with something. For me, it's black and white. I do or I don't. I do or I don't. I'm not, I just can't do moderation, if that makes sense. I'm not a moderate person. I'm a very like intense kind of guy. And in some ways, that's really good because when I channel that into my work, when I channel that into making these videos and into my goals, I achieve some great things. But at the same time, I know that it's certain people I just can't be around. It's certain habits I just can't be around. Other people, you could be fine with your girlfriend or your boyfriend vaping or whatever. I can't. I can't be around it. I know that ain't good for me to be around. Cause it only take but one little slip up and now I'm on it. Some people you could be around your girlfriend, boyfriend, they drink, they party, they do whatever. Of course, if you're like 21 and up and of age and making smart consensual decisions. But I know that's not me. I know I'm not the kind of person where I could just be around something and not get wrapped up in it. I know that's not me. Hence, I don't dibble and dabble because I know I can't. I know that I cannot be entertaining something or someone or somewhere that I got no business entertaining. So, what I want you to get from this is very simple. Identify what that thing for you is. Identify what that person may be, what that place may be, what those habits may be, and painful as it is, remove it. Let it go. Because if you keep entertaining that Delilah, it's going to lead your enemy, it's going to lead your bad habits, going to lead destruction to come get you, and you're not going to be able to get out of it. So, with that said, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed, and lovely day. I appreciate you watching all the way through the video. If you would like to sign up for my next upcoming event, where we will be talking about breaking limiting beliefs, building self-love and confidence, top link in the description. If you're a podcast host, school principal, or run a youth-focused organization, you can contact me at my email address below in the description, and you can find all of my social media channels there. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed, and lovely day.